were the mid-season champions. So are they gonna write a new chapter in terms of NAVI, or is ChopperMag gonna start a whole new damn book?
And an aggressive portal play comes in here now for Pethig, pulling out those crystals early from Skittles. Team's gonna walk on point, but at this point, Navi's already set up there. No major success. Oh, as it does separate the team a little bit, but everybody's gonna drop back low. On the front side, Rajaro gonna find Duep early on in this fight, and that puts Navi up one. So far, make it two as Naga takes out Zenstari, and they are walking them backwards. Pethig finds one onto Crook.
That's sort of the thing with NAVI. They're trying to change up the tempo, dive on a Venom early.
And the next fight begins, but at this point, 70% on here for Navi, and they're just known for stalling this point. They do have ult advantage, too, as they've only committed Jerky and Naga, and now Trust Me on towards the back line. Still not too much value there. ChopperMag going to have letting the devil out and start up here with a freedom charge potentially. Could pull out of a cooldown there from Naga. Another early pick once more here from Navi. Every single fight is starting off in their favor, making it very difficult for them to take this space back. 90% on and counting.
I mean, they able to come back with that freedom charge, but regardless, they'll get ran on. I mean, here comes that see you later from them too, committed on top. They have to find eliminations. BRB will bring back Skittles, but they're down Bubble. That's a lot of the damage. Pethig needs the follow-up from somebody like that, Phoenix, to help collapse on these eliminations. There's that devil out committed by Pethig. Maybe they can find some eliminations off of it. They commit the dance floor, or sorry, the dance floor butterflies from Jerky, able to take down Pethig too. Jerky and Rajaro coming together with that Meteor M2 Shib. I mean, that beautiful combination of them results in Navi winning that first map.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it looked a little bit like ChopperMag are playing on their heels right now, maybe a little nervous, thinking that ban may have worked out. Hard to hear that one coming, as it will find Fidel with no escape. Will that be able to land a KO? Looks like no, as Pethig going to clean up Fate there, and the retake potential is very much alive, as ChopperMag only lost Warlock, who res right back.
Yeah, they could turn it though, right? Kraken impact available, Meteor M not in the fight. Meanwhile, ChopperMag kind of walking in, getting all that damage with the sparks onto the back line, but regardless, pulled in. There's that Kraken impact alongside the pulls from Angela, setting up that Bucky well. Yeah, Rajaro kind of just pressuring out the main side, and at the moment, I mean, ChopperMag's not looked like they've had any semblance of space. Zenstari tries to go in. He's been sort of the star player of the squad in Duep. There we go. There's the follow-up on the point.
And out goes the invisible boundary. Will it be matched right back? Jerky gonna find Pethig early on. Again, the trade comes through. Naga is down at the moment. Res available for Pethig. Fidel gonna bring out the dance floor. The fate of both worlds keeping the team healthy. There is a lot of answers here for the side of ChopperMag, who need to take this point back quickly, or Navi are going to do exactly what they expected. A team that's looking incredible right now. Duep gonna commit here with a Sonic Seduction, finds two. Will they be able to commit? Yes, they do. Three go down at ChopperMag. Look like they will have an opportunity to take this point back at 55%. Play a very mean Emma Frost in the past, but right now there's just no one that is able to get hands on at the current moment. But good ult there. Bobo gonna find Naga in an off angle with a melee. Not eyes yet, but they're still up in numbers. ChopperMag gonna hold this choke and keep trying to bide as much time as possible. Get even out here in the percentage. Bobo dropping back once more. Team still looking all right in terms of their HP pool across both sides. Navi taking the space back as Jerky now finds Fidel, which is a huge pick at the start of this fight.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming back with that res from Pethig though, so everybody's still sticking to the original game plan of go in, die, come back to the point now, stay contested there as they contest with that Emma Frost.
Yeah, and that is good commitment. Again, we talk about using that ult and fully committing as a team. Everybody is back in the fight, but could this be a huge Itch Jeff matched again by both sides? Almost gets dunked on, but it does pull out a cooldown and still doesn't fall as Bobo gonna find Fate, but Fate gets a two-piece, trust me, on a Fidel. Bobo once more on a Jerky, 52%, but again, the retake from Navi had them counting at 70%.
It is the tough part with Adam Warlock is you give up objective presence, and that's so important on domination. Rajaro coming through with the follow-up alongside. We saw, Trust Me. Now they also put the invisible boundary. Fidel committing that dance floor. They have to win now, but they're down members of their team.
Yeah, the dance floor is out as discussed, and so is Emma with that Psionic getting a few walking as Rajaro goes down. Zenstari with a nice pick there.
Meta, and Jerky finally capitalizing alongside Naga, the duelist of Navi, putting the team on their back to flip the point once again.
Yeah, Jerky and Naga looking insane right now on this second point here. Duep in a dangerous spot, gets booped away and is chased down here by Naga, who gets that pick once more in these neutrals. Down goes the Itch Jeff. Jerky onto Pethig, and once more again, these duelists finding so much value.
We've heard a lot about how good some of the other, Daredevils are. Naga coming in, trying to collapse on this squad of ChopperMag. They don't have a portal, I believe they used it earlier, so everybody's kind of coming in desperation at the moment out of them for good reason, because Navi wins map number 1.
Yeah, I mean, that looked textbook from the side of Navi. I have no doubt we will see a change-up in bans here. As you move through this convergence map, trust me, going to be pressing forward. Skittles on the high side with a clone, gets burned instantaneously, as you should against some of this equipment that heroes can put out, including group walls and Namor squids. Rajaro going to take this offside angle, try to play off the left here, and they are going to be pushed back with some great positioning on height up there on the top right by Pethig.
I mean, it's smart positioning, force out everybody in his right side. We always see Pethig do it too. Sometimes we see teams sort of capitalize on it with some aggressive plays, and there it is. Rocket pack from Majaro to sort of scouting it out, forcing out Pethig, and that sort of team up alongside him at Frost. A lot of cooldowns used, in fact, on top of that chip. So they're walking up. They need to sort of take advantage of every cooldown being popped out of ChopperMag, especially the long ones.
Fidel pulling in the side of Navi there, but it almost turned.
We'll see what happens with Rajaro. He's going to come back from spawn. Does ChopperMag want to try to take him out? No, there's a Rudolph actually waiting as Rajaro walks back from spawn.
That was an awesome group play there. Group or brute play, if you will, from the height. Just balling out from downtown. A half-court shot is going to find a few, but immediately going to be transferred right back in. Natus, who can be CC'd mid-ult, is going to walk in with that resurgence, but nobody going down, as that will keep them healthy. Goodbye to that overhealth here, as Jerky now, on the same team is going to launch in. Level 1 Crook now going to match that back with the resurgence. Bobo reses Skittles back in the fight. Everybody's got to commit now, as Bobo did use that revival.
I mean, Pethig's trying to go down, not trying to get healed up. Make sure they get res. No! That's right as that resurrect ends, so Dwep went down early. Pethig falls too, and they don't even have their res back up.
Yeah, that's a tough thing. You've got to commit quickly. Once that Karmic Revival goes through, your team has to heavily ride in together, and those picks come through. Skittles now is going to find a res with the entire team here.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to go back for that. Now here comes that Meteor M for Pethig into the res, and Naga goes down, but he has the Cocoon passive, so he's going to keep everybody alive if they go down.
Rajaro up with the Meteor M, bang, it comes down, but the Soul Bond and those crystals gonna keep them up. Fate with some good positioning, but gets dove on quickly. Pethig gonna find that pick as Dwep gets one as well. You have that double res, you can be aggro with the res, so not a bad idea there from Bobo. Out goes those heals early on, you do get them back quickly with headshots, as Bobo now is gonna keep the pressure. The team is still holding on as Bond gets committed, which is a huge cooldown. Zenstari taking that space, still holding on here to that strangling prison. Jerky in a dangerous spot. Dwep finds Naga, Trust Me, with a pick as Pethig takes out Trust Me, but Fate gonna res Naga back. Bobo gonna bring the team back as well, as everybody is starting this fight once more.
And Skittles has his copy still, so with the God of Mischief, he can still go on to his Anna Warlock, bring everybody back, but he goes for the Invisible Woman. They're on to the point as well. They're trying to out-sustain Navi, who don't have much. Rajaro coming back on the Meteor M, maybe could connect.
Or even out here, 3 seconds on, they have to touch one, and they do start the OT.
Crook goes down
on the high side, dunks right onto Crook. Do I see two, Pethig? Yes, I do, as Bobo is gonna self-res, and it's looking dicey here, and the portal needs to come through. Will it? We'll find out shortly.
No, I mean, he's still on the point, so he can't. Naga goes down. He's going to fall. 13 seconds, overtime. ChopperMag have first held Navi on their first defense ship, and it's the Vanguards, man. The Vanguards are so good on ChopperMags, and
yeah, Trust Me's Venom is definitely scary, but Pethig is going to be on that Bucky to help peel that back line, and there goes the Crystal cooldown early on there from Navi. And they will try to press forward. They're staying as a group here. ChopperMag might take this offside angle and head up towards the left. They will together right now. Value on those dives like you were just talking about. So Trust Me now going to be on the point. Out goes Crystal once more here from the side of Fate of Navi. A very strong Loki player. Everybody grouped up on point. It's a brawl fest as out goes that Bond and Crystals now from the side of Skittles, who does have that copy available. Down goes the Ansong Inferno towards the back line. And Jerky going to be the first pick there on a Bobo, who should have res.
Yeah, it makes sense. So we got Sparks onto him, able to come down with that Ansong Inferno to get extra damage. Now they have to kind of come back with that res. Bobo not close to his necessarily. ChopperMag building up both Skittles with a copy over. Navi still in it as well with their own Resurrect too.
Yeah, and this is just an absolute brawl fest here. Downtown, Rajaro onto Fidel. What a shot there from Navi as Fate now takes out Bobo. Jerky on a Pethig, and the numbers are falling here for ChopperMag.
And shit, they didn't even get a tick, man. So moving forward, Navi, huge defense from them. Huge job on that point. Swapping off with his composition, have done it so well. Bobo, that was interesting. Maybe he calmed wine, trying to figure it out. Here comes the Doodle from Zenstari. He likes to go for these aggressive ones. And the Sonic Seduction. Jerky healed up, but still goes down.
Dwep with the early pick there with the Psionic. A second walking here from Trust Me. The targeted damage gets the pick, but there was a board again as Fate brings back Jerky and Trust Me. And again, the commitment from that team to fully res up after these picks is exactly what they were looking for, as Bobo now, right now, we're seeing a little bit of that nerves coming in from ChopperMag that definitely should be looking forward. Jerky with a huge Jet Song Inferno. It says it's not over yet and just pops off here and just cleans up ChopperMag, who are down 3 numbers in this final fight.
Oh, he uses Strangling Prison, finds one at least. Portal plays coming in just a second. Overtime spawns mean that they're going to be taking a little bit to come back. Naga brings back his team as well. Whoever dispel will not only come back, but with overhelp, Bobo's portal isn't this. They don't have it. They used it earlier. And it's going to get kicked down. And ChopperMag do touch last second. Fidel is there, but it's over. And now NAVI are up 2 in an incredibly unlikely situation.
Textbook Warlock play right there from NAVI, with team just so composed in communication that we've seen so much here on Midtown. And the fight begins right now, electing to stay in this building. We've seen in the past, countered out here by Squirrel Girl, a very rare pick, but does seem to work for that specific strategy. Crystal's gonna get popped now, and they are gonna elect to drop backwards. Walls for days everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're just kind of waiting to the other side. They don't want to hard contest it. They already gave up that around the corner spawn, so it makes a lot of sense for ChopperMag to not fully engage on it. Navi surrounding, building up towards that hand of Conchu with Naga. He's built it so quickly. You know how fast this character, Moon Knight, can build it up. He already has it ready, tosses it out.
And it lands, and it does find 2 on a Bobo and Zenstory, and there is no ult available to bring them back. Portal play gonna have to come through here to fight by ambulance. And the fight begins again. Skittles holding on to that copy. The God of Mischief now is utilized and actually held as we see a huge Strangling Prison matched up here by the Omega Hurricane, and everyone is low, but they do escape for the moment with a great cape. And now everybody is still holding on tight, but being driven backwards. Rajaro taking that height, trying to get a few trans here with the Psionic. Nobody seems to be walking that way for the current moment.
That was a hard one, too. He had the rocket down. Raccoon Eye Bagamoto connected for Pethig, and he finds Jerky, but it's traded by Fate. Phoenix, and now they're over traditional, just front to back style. Trust me on Cap to harass the back line and let Rajaro pop off on Emma Frost, because in the fan phase, he got that through.
There's a good strategy to switching up your hero after taking a point and now coming in and forcing the team to figure out a new way to counter you, as Trust Me is already peppering the back line with a slapped in America. Zenstory with some walls behind. Out goes that Terror Cape to blind. Everybody is low, but we will see a potential huge ult here with the Groot hug, but that one does get countered by the invisible boundary from Crook.
Yeah, they're walking back into it. Ultimate's built up, ready to go, except Trust Me, they're able to connect onto Pethig. Jerky, huge pick off from him. They walk into a Fate of the Worlds connected by Skittles with the God of Mischief. So with that, they walk up to the middle of the point. They also have built up that Cloak and Dagger ultimate, going aggressive with that Eternal Bond.
Yeah, they're going to count to 10 and then commit fully after that dance floor starts slowing down. But now Fidel going to make sure and use that dance floor as Naga takes out Skittles. The reset comes rolling. The train is moving, and they cannot stop it. Here comes the engagement. Out goes that Psionic. The dance butterfly going to find Naga early on as Bobo gets 1. Here comes that feast. Will that land on the back line? It does. There goes that 30% reduction in healing with a good escape there. And Pethig now.
That was a huge pick. I mean, the healing is not there right now. Everything is on Skittles. He pops maybe a dance floor in a moment because Fate's using his. ChopperMag with his backline of Ultron and in the Luna Snow need to keep him alive, but they can't.
Yeah, the ult comes through just a little bit too late there from Skittles as Naga gets 2. Jerky now out of Fidel. The idea was to hold that ult to make sure it's even better, but when you lose that many bodies, it's just going to just inevitably make you lose, but slower as we see Jerky take out Skittles. Rajaro onto Bobo, and NAVI have not skipped a beat.
No, I mean, this is looking over at the moment for ChopperMag. The web goes down. They try to touch, but it's against the Sonic Seduction from Rajaro, who is trying to put them all inside the grave. NAVI caps out 1 minute and 17 on the clock. It's a blazing fast time for this map.
Yeah, that was insane to witness. I'm telling you what, NAVI is looking...
You know, a few games ago was released, or a few patches ago was released. Now he's here, fully awakened.
And there's a good combo here with the 1,000 cuts coming in with that Strangling Prison. That may be the idea of what they want to do to burn through some of these strategist backlines. We will see if we see that combo shortly. 45% on there for Pethig, now in the 50s, and Starry about at 70. They're really walking them towards this backline, but Groot struggles into Angela here from Trust Me, who's just consistently messing with the space.
And they're able to push this card, though. That's the most important thing. If they don't lose any build ults, so ults are available for NAVI so soon, but they don't have any. They can take advantage. Got a mission pop by Skittles, waiting to use that ult.
Then Starry, a very strong Groot now is out goes. Some answers. The dance floor after the invisible boundary. The 1,000 cuts available. Now Zenstory, the combo goes out. Can they burn through it? And they do as Pethig with the first successful Blade ultimate yet in this tournament.
They're all brought back by Naga, though, on the opposite angle. Do they have anything for it? Ultron, what goes down? Maybe with the rocket pack, Rajaro can set something up, but ChopperMag were able to avoid it last time.
We need to see that combo once more here by Groot and Blade, and that will happen shortly, I do believe. Waiting for a moment to make it valuable. At least they're taking the space. Now Pethig gonna commit, and it does find one with a commitment of Bobo. Pethig showing up here with Blade, showing how successful it can be. Here, we have that combination again. Bobo does have that Dance of the Butterfly available for the backline. The dance floor is up for Fidel. The damage boost here from Fade can combine with Naga to be a huge threat. And trust me, might use that Freedom Charge to protect him. That's a huge ult here by Zen. That is copied in, smashed right through by Pethig and Duep. What a combination once again.
Again, this time it can't be resurrected. However, Jerky with the damage boost to the ceiling, able to find one. Bobo, though, in the neutral, able to kind of connect online. This is the tough part with dealing with ChopperMag, is you have to deal with the star players of this team. Fidel able to find him, though.
Zenstar is just hitting huge ultimates here, these huge strangling prisons. Duep gonna commit at the moment with the Psionic, and there is that return. We see the ult not work as Jerky with the Kraken impact finds Pethig. Is there going to be more on the reset as Naga is available here to start up here with the Galactic Legend? Just gonna burn some of these clones from Skittles, so the healing is reduced. Bobo now ulting up the backline with the dance of the Cutterfly, finds one, make it two, Bobo, why don't you? Yes, there is three, as they are still moving this cart forward and almost taking point two. Will it come through? It looks like it will. 30 seconds for that portal to come through, so yes, it could definitely come back, but it's still a little dicey here as Rajaro starting up with a Psionic. It's Zenstar walking, no one else at the moment. Jerky trying to take this space back is another strangling prison is massive. Can they combine with it? Not at the moment as it's matched right back with the invisible boundary. Ton of damage on the Zenstar. Bang! Down goes that Kraken. Jerky looking for more with a reset on clone. We will see it. Bang again, but that one does not. Oh, it does get reset. That is disgusting. Somebody stop him. He's just built a little bit different here. Jerky, what a play.
He really is. And at the moment, Navi, hold on. 1 minute, 30 seconds left to go. That combo was just used. Two ships and Starry committed the Strangling Prison. Skittles committed the God of Mischief. Pethig now only having that ult without anything. Maybe they could set it up with Sonic Seduction. That's the angle. Bobo is well on the flank, but you still have a lot of space to work with for Navi. 2 fights for them.
We will start up again with another fight here, likely a Psionic from Duep to try to commit some ultimates. There it is. Good usage of the invisible shield there to hide the whole team from getting trans. Trust me, you're going to use that shield from Cap to do the same. Bobo commits now as the 1,000 cuts comes through, and that's another two-piece with an ultimate combination you maybe don't see every day. Phoenix coming in with the Unsung Inferno. Goodbye to all those shields at the moment. Rajaro taking out Fidel, puts them up. As Enstori now turns it back onto Naga. Is there more here on the side of Navi? Or this one go to ChopperMag as everybody's duking it out. Fate gonna find Bobo, and again Navi up in number. Trust me, onto Skittles. 45 seconds on, and ChopperMag's gotta bounce back now, or they will be kicked out of this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, luckily for them, I mean, OT's not going to matter. They'll still have attack on offense if something happens. Nice grab to slow down. Trust me, he goes down to Fidel.
See if that works now. There is going to be a lot of commitment in this fight. Starting up here once again, Psionic Seduction. Nobody trans at the moment, and they are still going to retake with another huge ultimate. Match right back with the boundary. Bobo going to find one. Duep on a level 1 Crook. Pethig and Bobo. Can they retake this? Push this to 3 and push this to overtime. We will find out shortly, as they will need to touch. Overtime is here. It will not end as the crystals are still going through, and Duep finds a pick onto Jerky. Are you kidding me? Duep with 2, and the dance in the sky from Angela to stall, but that will be shut down, and we will be going to overtime.
If you can hear it, the crowd is starting to come alive. If you're coming to DreamHack Atlanta in this match, this is going to be the one you want to watch, right? If you come around, if you're walking around DreamHack in general, make sure you come on by. You've even seen some of the moms. Oh, that's lovely from ChopperMag.
Blade mains rejoice here as the MVP is currently in the hands of Pethig. Bobo going to be on that fist, taking the space. A tank buzzer, a Vanguard buster here is Pethig now just trying to build that ultimate, and that is the goal here with Blade. Be ready to combine as Skittles on the sticks, on the controller here. The most healing in the lobby at the moment. The walls go up here from Zenstari, and again, the side of Navi is going to hold in that space indoors.
At the moment, Ultimate's being built right now. That's the number one thing, right? Who's close to F falls low. He's been a star player for this team. He's going to need to come online, but hasn't been involved. Trust me, deals with Bobo on the back.
That's another pick for Navi. We'll drop them back towards the spawn door. 18 seconds on. You've got to touch with 3. Level 1 Crook gonna find Duep. 14 seconds now as Naga and Jerky can go through on the touch. Bobo does commit for that touch now, but Duep's in a dangerous spot. Overtime is ticking down ever faster now as it's low, and out goes a huge strangling prison. The 1,000 cuts committed as well. Will they be able to burst through? They do. Duep finds one. Can they keep it going? The dance floor is matched now by Fidel, and they are off the point. seconds, but just barely holding on here from Dwep.
Naga brings them back into the flank. Turkey finds on a one, bait on the Fidel 2, and no, ChopperMag can get stopped before Dwep even has an eye of Okamoto. Navi closes out, and it's done, at least for now. Navi holds against ChopperMag.
Navi going to be coming into this attack. It's difficult to play indoors like that against Naga here on this Moon Knight, which can deal so much area damage already at 20% in climbing. And it looks like Navi are going to keep this walking. That's another pick as they're walking from Zen Starry goes down. And again, Naga looking so good. Pethig's got to get this portal here quickly.
He has to. They're waiting till you pop the cocoon, but it might be too late, and it is. Bobo and crew, ChopperMag have been eliminated. Navi move on to tomorrow. They move on, or tonight, sorry, in just a second.